Hey there, kiddos. I'm actually early to my own live stream for once. Isn't that just crazy? It's absurd. It's because I'm drinking. Just waiting on everybody else. We got a whole new fresh deck of trivia cards. Should be a very interesting moment for us all. We got one person in here. Hi, one person. Whoever was the first person to join there. I hope you're all excited. And thank you for being also the first person to thumbs it up. Hi, Red Falcon. So, got my handy dandy piece of paper. Got a whole deck of trivia cards. We're going to wait for some people to join. Get some people in here. And we're going to start some trivia. We all like trivia, right? No, I do. What up, Chris? This is 90s trivia. And this time, I didn't include the box, just to make sure there's no way to get a 1-up in this game. I do love me some 90s, though, so this will be an exciting one. I also tweeted this out just to make sure we covered all bases notification-wise. Alright, it looks like we got about 6 people in here. So, I guess we're going to go ahead and start. Everyone ready? You got your handy-dandy notebook like I have and your thinking caps. You got to put on your thinking cap. You better do the noodle dance, all that kind of stuff. I'm here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum. I do love Duke Nukem. Alright, guys. Here we go. Which Happy Days actor co-produced MacGyver? A. Al Molarano, B. Ron Howard, or C. Henry Winkler? Chris got it first. It is Henry Winkler. 1 point for Chris. Mr. Winkler it is. I have no idea what questions are in here. I don't flip through these even before we do this. So, for all I know, it could be like crazy questions involving like penis size and stuff. How many episodes are there in the series Friends? A. 236, B. 530, or C. 156. Hang on. Answer's already been tossed out. Mr. Voltage Dylan got it. The correct answer is 236 episodes of Friends. Don't worry, guys. I was going to make this joke in the picture of the wine. But just like wine, the 90s only get better with age. Oh, that was a terrible joke, wasn't it? In which famous town was Beavis and Butthead based? A. Midford, Texas. B. Highland, Texas. Or C. Lutton, Texas. Beavis and Butthead. And correct answer goes to Husky Mountain Productions, who was on top of that ish. I need some TP for my bunghole. Good old Beavis and Butthead. Alright. There's a lot of Friends questions, evidently, but that's fair. Friends did make up a huge portion of the 90s. In what year was the first episode of the series Friends shown on TV? A, 1994, B, 1992, or C, 1998? Jesus, Chris. That was quick. Just making sure no one got that quickly. All right. I believe Chris was the first one there. Again, I take it Chris likes himself some Friends. It was 1994 was the correct answer. I do love Aw, Real Monsters. That's fair. All right. In the initial episode of Babylon 5, it is revealed that the Earth has only just survived a battle with which civilization? A, the Minbari, B, the Klingons, or C, the Centauri? For being 100% here. Alex Lewis, first one with the answer. It was the Minbari. I never watched a single episode of Babylon 5, so I don't know. How many episodes of Third Rock from the Sun were aired? A, 110, B, 139, or C, 152? Hang on. Answer's already been tossed out there. Chandler Wynn. Alrighty. The correct answer was 139. I did watch Third Rock from the Sun. What is the career of Sex and the City's character Miranda Hobbs? A, fashion editor, B, lawyer, or C, waitress? I don't think this is going to be one that my audience is going to get. Trent Wilson got it. It is B, lawyer. Miranda Hobbs is not the main character. That's a big throw off there, isn't it? Trent Wilson. Next up, yeah, I caught a couple episodes just because my ex used to like it. Name the spin-off series to Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This is a multi-choice, but I'm not going to give you that multi-choice because you should already know the answer. Trent Gary was the first one to get that. I mean, you forgot the L, but I got it. What is Buffy the Teenage Witch? Interestingly enough, I actually had to explain that Melissa Joan Hart from Clarissa Explains It All played the original Sabrina because the kids at my work are all talking about the new Sabrina. I'm also going to explain for those of you who didn't do trivia last time, just because you click submit on the button does not mean that that's what makes it to my screen first. Just so we're all clear here. Some of it is internet speed based, among other things. I read off the first one that appears on my screen. How many seasons of the action-adventure series MacGyver were produced? A, 3, B, 5, or C, 7? John Well Beloved. I hope you're very well beloved. Next up. What is hot sauce? Can you tell me the meaning of snorting sriracha? Starting in the late 90s, which animated series featured the Griffin family? Jaden Bass, Family Guy. I didn't know that started in the 90s. I guess I should have. I don't think I saw an episode until like 2007. But here we go. In Beverly Hills 90210, how did Scott die? A, he accidentally shot himself. B, he fell over. Or C, he choked on his food. Jaden Bass got it. It was A. He accidentally shot himself. Accidentally shot. Oh, he was forced to watch himself act. We're doing 90s trivia. What up, Gino? Who played the part of Walker in Walker, Texas Ranger? This is, again, multiple choice, but I'm not going to give you multiple choice on this. Chris got it. It was Chuck Norris. 'Cause the eyes of the Ranger are upon you. Yeah. Chuck Norris wasn't actually birthed normally. His beard punched its way out of his mother's stomach. Yeah. I've got a million bad Chuck Norris jokes, so we're going to move on before I start with them. Name the former Democratic mayor of Cincinnati who became a chat show host. Former mayor of Cincinnati, Ohio. You know who else is from Cincinnati, Ohio? EC. EC is from Cincinnati. There it is. There it is. Matthew Castro got it. It was Jerry. Jerry. Keep in mind, this is all 90s based for this one. Dwayne Johnson was one of the multiple choice ones. Gina, I know that it's going to look different on everyone's screen. I list the first one that makes it to me. So your internet connection and how much you spam the chat is all going to play a part of that. I don't have a chat delay on, but if you're spamming it, it will slow down the way that it goes through. I just really don't know how... If I would probably vote for The Rock, though, for mayor. I'm not going to lie. In which state is the sitcom Frasier set in? This is, again, supposed to be multiple choice, but I don't think you guys need multiple choice on this one. I'm going to give it to Chris, even though there were so... I don't know how you got numbers in there. But, yeah, that was correct, so... It was Washington. Which, you should know that, because, you know... As a Cowboys fan, if you didn't catch that while watching that series, it is what it is. What up, Mr. Sabre Primo and Wolf? I saw Wolf in here, and Dirty Joe, and Jonathan Alness, and Scotty Bim. There's too many of you to shout out to everyone. The brutal murder of which character opens the first season of Twin Peaks? There's multiple choice, and I'm going to give you this. A, James Marshall. B, Laura Palmer. Or C, Michael Horse. Alex Lewis got it. It is B, Laura Palmer. I knew you already got one on here. Hi, Thunder Motorsports. Next question, kiddos. What is Pokemon an abbreviation for? Again, this is multiple choice, but I'm not going to give you multiple choice on that one. I think all of these questions are multiple choice. Pocket Monsters, that is correct. Who was the first one to toss that out? It was Thunder Motorsports 34. Time to start my Chris Farley impersonations again. That is correct. You'd pay me to put the shirt back on, I promise. In which cop show set in Texas were martial arts widely used? Again, you don't need the multiple choice. Hi, Slick TV. What up, buddy? Chris is right. It is Walker, Texas Ranger. Of course, my local Texan would get that answer correctly. I do know the answer to this next one, and they want to give you multiple choice, and I'll only give you the multiple choice if no one gets this quickly. Name the actor who played the bartender and owner of the bar on Cheers. Owner and bartender, not just bartender. Because I know some of you are going to want to say, Scotty Bem got it. It was Ted Danson. I was really shocked no one said Woody Harrelson. I was expecting it. I was even waiting for it to some extent. Who played the part of Dick Solomon in Third Rock from the Sun? A. Dwayne Knight, B. John Lithgow, or C. French Stewart? Chandler Wynn with the B. That was very quick. I hadn't even looked up yet. Next up. You ever read a question that's just really bad? Like, which of the following game consoles was not released in the 90s? A. The Nintendo 64. B. The Sega Genesis. Or C. The Karate Chop. Frozen synopsis. Might have been synops. It was, actually, I'm wrong. I'm sorry. I was wrong on that answer. I was wrong. Hang on. Hang on. We gotta go up. Frozen Synops. Where was your answer? I think I went up too far. Oh, Lord. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. Gotta fix this. I'm looking. I'm looking. I'm looking. The first correct answer is actually Husky Mountain Productions. So, the Sega Genesis, because I forgot about this, was in the 80s. The first 16-bit home console came out in the 80s. Apparently, the Karate Chop is actually a video game console. Oh, Lord. Jesus Christ. I didn't know there was a console named the Karate Chop. I'll be looking into that later. Is that thing bootleg or what? I have no idea. No idea. In Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, what was the butler's name? You get no multiple choice on this. Frozen Synops did get that one first. So I can give you your point back there. It is Jeffrey. Jeffrey was the name of the butler. This is another one of those ones I'm not going to give you multiple choice on. So you ready? In Friends, what was the name of Ross's monkey? Chris got it. Chris, you must really like Friends. I mean, I've seen every episode, but, you know, that's kind of why I'm saying no one should need multiple choice. Another Friends question? Seriously? In Friends, what is the name of Phoebe's twin sister? Skeletor 5. Chris got it again. Jesus. I do like Menage a Trois. It's actually one of my favorite wines. I'm a big fan of dark reds. I'm also Italian, so it's kind of a thing with us. Certain racial stereotypes, 100% true. Italians liking wine, coffee, and pasta, all true. Really weird how that works. By the way, if you're in here, you guys should drop a thumbs up. I really enjoy those thumbs up. They help us here on the channel. Here we go. Next question. In Boy Meets World, what is the crazy older brother's name? Death by Pickaboo got it. Death by Pickaboo. I don't know what that is. You just got a YouTube notification for the stream? Jesus Christ. Good thing I tweeted that shit. In Saved by the Bell, what were Zach and Kelly dressed up as the night they broke up? You get nothing for this. No multiple choice. I am a diehard Saved by the Bell fan. That a boy, Frozen Synops, Romeo and Juliet. In Friends, what did Phoebe promise to give Chandler if he never smoked again? There's no way Frozen Synops could cheat on this. Because no one knows what deck of cards I'm using. Thunder Motorsports got it. Also, if we're being fair, you couldn't Google as fast as what his answers have been. It's an inside job. Trust me, no one has these same cards that I have. Because no one would have bought them. In The Simpsons, who shot Mr. Burns? Almost all of these have been multiple choice. I'm just picking which ones I give you multiple choice on. Scotty Bem got it. It was Maggie. Maggie, the baby, shot Mr. Burns. To be fair, he did deserve it. Who's ready? Better scroll up. on mine, it is not motorsports. It is Scotty Bem. Again, internet speed and a lot of different things play into this. Also spamming the chat, so you don't want to spam the chat too much. Heads up. Unless I really did miss something. No? Nope. Where is Val? She's upstairs. She's wrapping presents, I believe. What is the name of Mulder and Scully's supervisor on the X-Files? I won't sue, I'll settle for a wrench. Prisoner 088. If you stick around continuously, over time you will eventually get a wrench. Gustavo? How do you even come up with the name Gustavo? The mod wrench, Chris. Yeah, and people who stay around for a long time typically are the ones with the wrenches. I also liked the X-Files, so I could have gotten this one. How do you come up with the name BackPocket? So it was a really weird train of thought where people keep their phone in their back pocket, and I started doing only game reviews, so that's how phone and back. Certain girls still keep their phones in their back pocket, but now that we have, you know, nice phones that bend like iPhones, you gotta be careful about that. There would be the wifey, too. She's the ultimate wrench. By the way, the answer to this question, you ever doing a fan meetup? I do eventually plan on doing one. I just haven't really ever thought anything good out. I might do one at a Super Smash Brothers competition this year. Apparently, we have a huge ranked Super Smash Brothers competition here in Ohio. I might be going just to get some footage and stuff. A buddy of mine runs it. The answer to the X-Files question was Walter Skinner is Scully and Mulder's supervisor. Get some game answers, please. What 80s show is Frasier a spinoff to? Again, I'm not going to give you multiple choice. Ah, there it is, Chris. Chris got it. I knew that, but, you know. I'm 90s. I'm a 90s kid. I was born in 87. I don't remember the 80s, but boy do I remember the 90s. On MTV's Blame Game, what is the name of the judge? MTV's Blame Game, what is the name of the judge? It's morphin' time. That was not a hint for the answer to this. Hang on. Thunder Motorsports got it. It was Reed, Judge Reed. I believe his first name was Chris, but I don't think anyone's going to get closer than that. To be fair, I also never watched The Blame Game. In which year was the first Tamagotchi released in Japan? I feel it's more fair. Death by Peekaboo. Damn. Peekaboo, I mean this in a very loving manner, but I'm gonna assume you may be a weeaboo. Next up on the list, in which year did the Soviet Union collapse? What year did the Soviet Union collapse? Alex Lewis, first one, 1991. This is all 90s trivia, guys, so the answers will be in the 90s. 90s. Who wrote the book series Goosebumps? My favorite episode of Goosebumps was always the dummy. I can't remember the name of it. Actually, so my wife got that one. It was R.L. Stein. You guys are really lucky that I don't take off points for misspellings. You may wonder if she is able to hear this before you guys. She can't. She's got some clippers going on upstairs. I can barely hear my kids right now. I'm shocked you guys don't hear that noise, because it's pissing me off. Whitney Houston's I Will Always Love You was featured in what film? And I will always love you. Chris got it. Bodyguard. That was an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, by the way. I'm sure everyone would never want to see me sing again. What was Tommy's last name in Rugrats? Puckles? We're going to give it to Death by Peekaboo for Pickles. Oliver was the Green Ranger, Tommy Oliver. Do, 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 do. Dragonzord's about to come right out of the background. It's going to be some crazy shit. I just got a really good laugh out of Puckles. Oh, that's the same question. Who was Kurt Cobain married to? Oh, God. She is such a no-talent ass clown. If I were married to her, I'd probably shoot myself with a shotgun. Frozen. Synapse got it. Not gonna lie, I'm a little depressed that my wife put in Jenna Jameson. 2 Kirks and a con. Which American NBA player appeared in the film Space Jam? At the Space Jam. Alright. Chris was the first one with that. You know, I do want to also state this. If you grew up in the 90s, it's impossible for me to watch the NBA now. Like, I cannot watch the NBA and enjoy the NBA today because no one's Michael Jordan. No one. In which city does Matlock take place? Some of you are probably too young to remember Matlock. But I had a really old grandmother that I grew up living with. And I remember the show Matlock very vividly. Scotty Bem got it. It was Atlanta. It took place in the ATL. Chihuahua, Mexico. That is a real place, by the way, guys. Nick was asleep, and I was still laughing at it next to him. I even woke him up to tell him. What'd she wake me up to tell me? Are we talking about the squats? What was the name of the first clone sheep hitting headlines in 1996? Again, I remember this very vividly. Damn, Death by Peekaboo. Holy shit. In what year was the Game Boy Color released? Color. Game Boy Color. Not the Game Boy. Game Boy Color. My wife got it. The same woman who said Kurt Cobain was married to Jenna Jameson answered that question correctly. For those of you who don't know who Jenna Jameson was, she was a very overrated porn star who also starred in the movie Zombie Strippers. It was not a very good movie, but if you want a good laugh, it is funny. It's like one of those movies that's so bad, it's somewhat entertaining. I'm not scrolling up again, Alex Lewis. Last time I did this, there was nothing there. In which comedy would you find best friends who are a lawyer and an interior designer? This should be an easy one. They brought it back for a while. Jade Bass. Will and Grace. It makes it more fair when I don't give you guys the multiple choice. That could end up being a question, Prisoner 88. I don't know. I don't read through these before doing this. Full House took place in which city? Tim the Toolman Taylor. Chris got it. San Francisco. My wife did pull out or mention an interesting thing. So, I don't know if you guys have seen the rebooted Full House, but their last name was originally Tanner. So in the TV show, like the original one, it was Tanner. But for some reason, they go by the last name Fuller in the new one. And I don't know if that was that DJ married someone with the last name Fuller, and that's like the parents of her kids, or the father of her kids. I don't really know, because they never really fully address that. And that's my only guess. That's DJ's married name. See? I was right. I can put 2 and 2 together. Which American singer regularly featured in Ally McBeal performing at a local bar? You know, I don't actually know who this person is, but the other 2 of the multiple choice I know very vividly. Death by Peekaboo. I wish it was Jewel. I would watch that show just because of that. Where have all the cowboys gone? So, it's Vonda Shepard. But here's where shit gets really weird. The other 2 singers that are on this list are drastically more famous than her. Number A is Paula Cole. You probably know Paula Cole because she sings the Dawson's Creek song. That's what she's really famous for. That I don't want to wait for my life to be over. That song. And then number C, the one that's surrounding her here, letter C. Way to go, Jilly D. Way to point that out. Number C is Natalie Imbruglia, who sang that, thought I saw a man brought to life. He was warm, he came around, he was dignified. Yeah, that song. Moving on. What color was the cat from Sabrina the Teenage Witch? Jilly D got her name on the board. There it was. Black. Salem was black. Oh God. What was the title of Madonna's controversial 1992 book? It's funny that Madonna uses virgin in a lot of things because we know she isn't one. But no, that is the title of a song by Madonna, not the title of her book. I hate Madonna, by the way. Thunder Motorsports. The title was simply Sex. I didn't even know that Madonna could read. I just know she wants to burn the White House down. Which of the following was not a player in Super Mario Kart? Toad, Mario, or Bounce? What the fuck is a bounce? Scotty Bem got it. It was C, bounce. Bounce. This isn't even a Nintendo character. Which movie won the 1998 Oscar for best-selling original screenplay? Titanic, Good Will Hunting, or Godzilla? Keep in mind, this would be the Godzilla movie that has Ferris Bueller in it. Frozen. Hang on. Chris got it. It was B. It was Good Will Hunting. Next up. I know the answer to this without even having to look at the card. You lose a clothing article. I already made that joke when I referenced Chris Farley earlier, and the hell's... Oh, now, Billy Madison. That is correct. In the Spice Girls, what was Mel B known as? So, slam your body down and wind it all around. Slam your body down and zig-zag. Frozen Synapse got it. It was Scary Spice. My favorite Spice Girl was Ginger Spice. I also happen to like the Spice Girls, by the way. That's something we've just never talked about, nor does it really need to be discussed any further. I don't take off for spelling unless you're my wife. And you put Puckles. What was the name of Ross and Rachel's baby in Friends? I assume Chris is gonna get this one. Damn! Death by Peekaboo beat you, Chris! It was Emma. We might have a Friends off here. Oh, this is a good one. Rocco from Rocco's Modern Life was what kind of animal? Frozen Synops got it. Frozen Synops got it. Make sure I saw that correctly. Yeah. He was not a dingo. But a dingo ate my baby, and a baby ate my dingo. That's how you know you're from the 90s, when that's still funny to you. What is the name of the family, or the main family in Home Improvement? The Wood family, the Martin family, or the Taylor family? Death by Peekaboo got that so quickly. It's Tim, the Toolman Taylor! Double points if you can tell me the name of the tool company. Name of the tool company. Dirty Joe got his name on the board. Binford Tools. Who played the the part of Special Agent Dale Cooper in Twin Peaks? I've never seen Twin Peaks. Frank. Solid Snake. Are you sure it wasn't Solidus Snake? Hideo Kojima tweeted out a picture today of him on the same bridge that where the Hudson River is, right where the start of Metal Gear Solid 2 takes off, with Snake on the bridge smoking, and he's got on the raincoat. Literally the same exact image. We'll get to the scores, Chris. Don't you worry. You are winning, though. Husky Mountain Productions got that one. Usually I try to pass the time to try to figure everything out. Like how long it should take for you guys to answer by telling a story during that. Next up, what type of food was defense attorney Matlock most fond of? I did not remember this, but I do now that I read it. Like, it's one of those things that really just, it brings you back. Do you guys really not remember Matlock? Like, it was a really good TV show. I'm almost out of wine. My spaghetti. Oh no, my spaghetti. It's not racially offensive because I'm Italian. I'm allowed to do that. Bippity boppity boopity. Andy Griffith. I don't believe that's who played him. I could be wrong though. I'm not really good with people's names. The correct... What is with you and Gustavo, Saber? This is a food. Gustavo is a person. You don't eat people unless you're trapped on a desert island. So this is really messed up. I'm going to tell you guys this because I've told people this in real life. If I'm ever trapped on a desert island, let's say I go down on a plane, I will kill and eat someone within the first hour. There are a bunch of reasons why to this. First off, I still have energy, and I'm no longer trying to conserve it, and I won't have to really do much work. So, they won't see it coming, and I'll have gotten past the point that I just murdered someone to eat them. Yeah. Moving on, it was hot dogs, by the way. Tafook. Look, that might not actually be true. This is just like a, if we go down, things need to be done. Which actress plays Samantha Jones in Sex and the City? Survival now. Kill Nick first. Don't worry, Saber. If I kill you, it'll be with panic fire and on accident. I wouldn't kill my wife. Look, there's two things that are very important to a survival situation. Me getting to put it in something and me getting food. And you're very vital, dear, to one of those things. No one's gotten this one yet. Things you didn't need to know about BPGR. That's what we should have really... It is not Sarah Michelle Gellar. Everyone keeps saying that. And I didn't give out letters on this one. I gave out the names. Probably not Hayden Lopez. Probably not. Boogie2988. It is Kim Cattrall. Kim Cattrall. I don't know what her name is. Nor do I think anyone in my community... Really? Husky got that? Someone said Kim Cattrall? No one said Kim Cattrall. Came out in Police Academy. Did he? I don't even see his thing in here. No, he said Sarah Michelle Gellar. Honey, if you can come down here and show me where he said Kim Cattrall, would I lie? Yeah? I will give him the point. She's down here to show me. Alright. Could you fill up my wine glass?
You didn't even finish it.
Gone. What was Ally McBeal, or when was Ally McBeal first aired? What year is what they're asking for. They just said, when was Ally McBeal first aired? It is 97. Peekaboo got that relatively quickly there. I've never seen Ally McBeal either. But, you know, probably not a show that was super appealing to me. Alright, if anyone gets this wrong, I'm going to be super upset. What band did Tom DeLonge, Mark Hoppus, and Travis Barker belong to? Death by Peekaboo, that a boy. Or girl. I shouldn't assume.
It's Pikachu.
Maybe you identify as a Pikachu. Really? Travis Barker is Blink-182, okay? I know you're joking, Matthew, because you literally picked the most famous one to say, who's that? There was something, Travis Barker recently... Oh, I was looking up Soulja Boy for tomorrow's video. Travis Barker did a remix of Crank That Soulja Boy with Soulja Boy. Spoiler for tomorrow's video. Fell in love with the girl at the rock show. She said, whoa, and I told her that I didn't know. Which group had the hit record in the 90s called Love Fool? I actually don't know who this is. I know who the two other options are. Death by Peekaboo got that one quick. TLC was also on here, and I really like TLC. So, you know, it was the Cardigans. But I don't wear cardigans, so I probably also wouldn't listen to their music. Which Swedish musician sang Save Tonight? Save Tonight. Save Tonight. And fight the break of dawn. Come tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be gone. Death by Peekaboo got it. I listen to a lot of 90s music on my drive to work. Mostly because I'm stuck in the 90s. Driving with me is like being stuck in a time machine. A 90s time machine. In which sitcom would you find Kelsey Grammer? That's kind of a loaded question, because there's technically two different ones you could answer here. Frasier is correct. Michael Palmer, I'm going to give you that one. Chris, you'll get a point as well, because Cheers is the other one. Whoever wrote that question just really didn't think about that, like, full answer there. X-Men. X-Men is not a sitcom. Who lives next door to SpongeBob in the cartoon series SpongeBob SquarePants? Oh man, my wife got that one. Squidward. Squidward lives next door. Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? SpongeBob SquarePants. His last name is Squidward Tentacles. Be happy I'm not drunk enough to where that turned into Squidward Testicles, because I was already laughing about it when I started to read it, and I was like, I read it wrong. I know I did. Who sang Unbreak My Heart? Unbreak my heart. I'm gonna give it to Death by Peekaboo. It is Toni Braxton. Again, unless you're my wife, I excuse all typos. The reason why, in case you're wondering, is because my wife does not excuse any of my typos, and I tend to use the wrong version of the word there. Don't worry, after this glass of wine, things may get really out of hand. In which country was Jerry Springer born? We just talked about where he was the mayor for. So, yeah. Matthew Castro, good job. Apparently you were the only one who remembered that question. He was the mayor of Cincinnati, Ohio. Oh, no, I'm wrong. Wrong. Sorry. Guess I should have read the answer. Frozen Synops got it. He's a Jerry Springer's from England? He is the worst English person ever. But somehow made it to be a mayor of Ohio. Who sang Boom Boom Boom? I don't know that song. Doesn't ring a single bell. If it would have been like the Whisper song, I would have gotten it. The Fanga Boys? No. Bahman? I mean, I wouldn't have gotten this. It is the Out There Brothers. I feel like my wife Googled that. I want you to answer very honestly, my dear. Did you Google that? Limp Bizkit. I did Google that. Fucking said okay, Google, didn't you? You asked the Google Home. What was the black kid's name in the Jetsons? There was a black kid in the Jetsons? No idea. However, this should be the easiest question out of the entire game here. In which American state is South Park set? I don't remember the Jetsons, but I also don't pay attention to the color of people's skin. Steelers for life, we're going to give you that. I'm more upset that my wife said Canada. It is South Park, Colorado. What up, Josh Keaton fan? Don't get me started with Leroy Jenkins. They're from Canada. They make fun of Canada. That's how it works. Blame Canada. Blame Canada. With their beady little eyes and their nation telling lies. It's acceptable to be racist against the Canucks. I'm not actually racist against the Canucks. It's just funny when they do it in the show. In which year did the Nirvana band member Kurt Cobain die? I mean, they should have said kill himself. Death by Peekaboo got it. It was 94. Chris, by the way, Peekaboo is now one behind you. And you had like a 5-point lead at one point. Name the fictional town where the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is set. Narnia. Michael Palmer got it. Angel Grove. Narnia. This is why I married you, because you're funny. Who sang Bump and Grind and She's Got That Vibe? Here's your hint. He likes to pee on people. Drip, drip, drip. Jam Julie D got it. Album Hot Out the Bladder. God. You should do a 2000s quiz. If I could find a 2000s trivia card game, I would. Keep in mind, the amount that I made off of these streams isn't even equal to the amount that the cards cost. But I still find this fun. Is the chat box smaller than usual? I don't know, because I can't see the chat box. Make your own. I could. I'll see you later, Alex Lewis. You enjoy your night. What was the name of the high school principal in Beavis and Butthead? Come on, Beavis. Damn, Chris got it. Principal McIver. Chris trying to step it up a notch. He's got to beat Peekaboo. Who co-produced Summertime with Will Smith? I remember because they did this song together. Are you the one that likes the heat so hot? Dirty Joe got it. DJ Jazzy Jeff. Sorry if I'm yelling. I'm Italian, so what's loud to me isn't always necessarily loud. Or what's loud to you isn't necessarily loud to me. I'm on glass of wine number 3. Which of these was not a gag name used by Bart Simpson during one of his many prank calls to Moe's Tavern? I'm gonna regret saying these out loud. Homosexual, Amanda Hugginkiss, or Ben Dover? Which of these was not a gag? And I expected you to write the actual answers. True Sinister. So no, in the 90s, homosexual would have been completely acceptable. Completely. That's actually really funny too to me still. Bend over though. I know you said it first, but I feel you had an unfair advantage and you were just typing in the ones that I was naming off. You literally typed the first one, then the second one. You're a poop machine, BackPocketGameReviews. I am a poop machine thanks to Squatty Potty. For which NBA basketball team was Paula Abdul a cheerleader? I didn't know she was a cheerleader. Would have never guessed. If you don't know who Paula Abdul is, first person to get it was Husky Mountain. Do you really want to love me forever? Oh, oh, oh. That's Paula Abdul. With which song did Take That... Okay, I read that right. And with which song did Take That have their first UK #1 single? I have no idea who the hell this is. And not everyone knows who Paula Abdul is. Back for good. This is so dependent on Nick's internet. It's not dependent on my internet because I have an insanely good internet package. Thunder Motorsports got it. It was Prey. Hector Likes Nintendo is now following you. Thank you, Hector Likes Nintendo. Who got that? Thunder Motorsports. Next one of these I won't drink for. Not even talking? What? What do you mean you're not even talking? I mean, you're at... In 1997, which R. Kelly song won 3 Grammy Awards? I mean, you should be able to get this. This is like his biggest song. Shh, you're too loud. Death by Peekaboo. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. How many albums is estimated Pearl Jam to have sold worldwide? That's a stupidly insane amount of albums. Pearl Jam was one of the spearheads of the grunge rock industry. It's a lot of albums. Straight up 4 albums. Yeah, they only sold 4 albums. Total. 4 albums. Someone's been close. Death by Peekaboo is not too far away. Nick, you're drunk. Go home. I am not drunk yet, and I am already home. Alright, because now we're at Googling time. 60 million albums. 60 million lifetime albums is what it is estimated for Pearl Jam to have sung, or have made, have sold. Words. Pearl Jam's the band that goes, oh, I can only think of Adam Sandler when I start doing that. God, I will 69 your house. How are you going to 69 a house? Who sang the vocals on Adamski's dance track, Killer? The only thing I can think of is Lil Dicky's song, White Dude. That's your hint. He mentions this artist in there. He mentions like 10 artists in there. Husky Mountain's got it. I mean, just look at Seal. That dude's like scarred the fuck up. And he's dating like models and shit. But then Adele, she's got to date like some dude who's working at AT&T. The song by Meatloaf, I'd Do Anything for Love, but I Won't Do That, reached #1 in how many different countries? I don't remember the beat of that song, mostly because I'm slightly tipsy. It's a very specific number. All of them. All of the countries. No. Meatloaf, Don't Eat No. I would agree with you on that, but actually it was Wiz Khalifa who actually admitted publicly he won't. Was it Wiz? No, it wasn't Wiz Khalifa. It was DJ Khaled. Not like he's actually talented for anything. He just yells his name in albums. DJ Khaled! It's 28. 28 is the correct answer. 28 different countries. Hayden Lopez, I said it first. Who had a one-hit wonder with Cotton Eye Joe? I actually also used to know the full dance for Cotton Eye Joe because I went to Catholic schools and we had to take ballroom dancing, and to make it fun, they taught us Cotton Eye Joe. Damn, Jaden, I'm shocked anyone got that. It was the Rednecks. The Rednecks. Huh, interesting. I don't know why this is a question, but here we go. The song Killing in the Name of by Rage Against the Machine contains how many cuss words? How many times did Rage Against the Machine cuss in Killing in the Name of? Just says how many times did they swear in Killing in the Name of? Great song. Love the song. One of my favorite bands. I would have never guessed this answer. I didn't even know that this would ever be a relevant question for any reason. Thunder Motorsports is very close, though. Very close. My favorite Rage Against the Machine song, Death by Peekaboo got it. 17. Was actually the song that was on the Godzilla soundtrack. It was No Shelter. Alex James, the bass guitarist from Blur, turned to which profession after the brand split? Me and this dude could have been best friends. If you are not aware, Blur, the lead singer of Blur, also went on to be the creative talent of the Gorillaz. It's not porn. It's literally just very obscure. Like, me and this dude could have been best friends. He could have supplied me for life. The correct answer, Brinley Jones got it before I could even say it. Cheesemaker. He became a cheesemaker. Don't worry, guys. At least I haven't hit sloppy drunk on stream. In how many countries did the Spice Girls' debut album, Wanna Be, reach #1? If you want to be my lover, you gotta get with my friends. I don't remember the next part. This is just one of those very obscure questions where you gotta know, like, the exact answer. Death by Peekaboo is the closest so far. The correct answer was 31. 31 countries. Who co-wrote and originally sang the song Angels? I feel like that's just very vague. I'm pretty sure if I Googled the song Angels, there would be multiple Little indigestion. This individual was really popular in the 90s. Sounds like another person who hung themselves and has a daughter named Zelda. That's the best hint I can give you for this. Thunder Motorsports, you got it. It's Robbie Williams. It was Robbie Williams. Vanilla Ice. Oh. Go Ninja, go Ninja, go! Go Ninja, go Ninja, go! In the music video for Baby One More Time, what is Britney Spears dressed as? You should all be able to just rattle this off. Every teenage boy in the 90s should instantly know. And my wife gets it first. What the hell? It was a schoolgirl. Schoolgirl. I don't know if I should be happy that my wife got that first or concerned. Next up, what popular TV program was Natalie Imbruglia a star in? She was in a TV movie? She was in a TV show? Huh. I only know her for you know, that, Torn song. The L Word? Was that a 90s show? It's not a show I ever watched. I remember the show. Just didn't know she was in it. The correct answer is Neighbors. She was in Neighbors. Not the movie Neighbors with Zac Efron, but the TV show. Sheryl Crow sang the theme tune to which James Bond film? I'm a big fan of the James Bond. If Sheryl Crow sang my theme song, I would be extremely ecstatic. And Prisoner 88 got that like nobody's business. Tomorrow Never Dies. I know you're on here, Prisoner 88. I'm pretty sure you've gotten a song or a question right before. Nope. I just acknowledged you earlier. And that's why I remember it. Because you were asking about moderation. Alright, here we go. In which year did the UK boy band Take That initially split up? Who the hell is Take That? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1996. 90s trivia. We named every year but 1996. They're alive in our hearts. Zalo, I almost want to give you a point for that. I don't even know who the hell Take That is. How many weeks did Don't Speak by No Doubt spend at the #1 spot on the Billboard Hot 100 Airplay chart, setting a new record? I'm actually shocked that this is how long it spent there. But you should all know that this is why Gwen Stefani was actually famous, was No Doubt, not because of writing shit like B, banana, B-A-N-A-N-A, yeah, but because she actually was in a popular band that had talent. She didn't become a no-talent ass clown until later. I also may buy the 80s trivia pack of these, so. I have not seen Gwen Stefani for a very long time. Alright, but the answer is 16. It spent 16 weeks on the top 100. That is a really, really long time. You should all be able to get this very easily. Which country is Bjork from? It is not Sweden. It was Frozen Synapse got it. It was Iceland. I know you already got one, right? And actually, the only reason why I know that specific answer, you guys probably don't remember the CKY videos, but with Bam Margera in them. This one, Bam was actually known for skateboarding and before Jackass was really popular. But CKY was this before, like, the band CKY got really famous too, which stands for Can't Kill Yourself, by the way. But there's a part where they visit Iceland and they're playing a Bjork song and they're on this mountain and the wind is so strong that it can actually hold you up if you lean into it. And Bam is doing that and a Bjork song is playing. That's actually the only reason why I knew she was from Iceland. They mentioned it in the thing. But I used to watch the CKY movies. That weird guy made. Who are we talking about, that weird guy? Everyday People was a big song for which hip-hop group? I thought this was a TV show, not a hip-hop group. Home Depot. Home Depot is a hip-hop group? I'm so curious, too, the weird guy was. Unless the weird guy was Home Depot. Soulja Boy, tell him. Hop up at the bed. Turn my swag on. Took a look in the mirror. Said, what's up? Yeah, we'll get money. Don't worry, I'll be singing Soulja Boy in tomorrow's video as well. The correct answer was Arrested Development. I thought this was a TV show. May have been enough of a hint for you guys. No voltage, I am not drunk. Sadly, I'm still a distance away from drunk. Seal sang about a kiss from a what? That is the actual question there. Death by Peekaboo got it. And Peekaboo is now ahead of Chris. It's a kiss from a rose. A kiss from Soulja Boy. Oh, Jesus Christ. What did House of Pain want to do in their 1992 song? Death by Peekaboo got it. Chris, I hope you're mounting some kind of comeback here. So, for those of you, fun little fact here. House of Pain actually became, one of the guys from there became Everclear. Not Everclear. Everlast. I'm sorry. Everlast. Yeah. Which also, some of you may not know this, Everlast and Eminem actually had beef, and Eminem fucking destroyed that shit. Show us the breasts. What up, Chris? Which band sang I'm Too Sexy for? I'm Too Sexy. I'm sorry. I added the 4. Frozen Synapse got it. Right, said Fred. I didn't know that's who it was. I would have thought it was Milli Vanilli. I'm too sexy for my pants. Which indie band from Manchester, England was originally known as The Rain? I did not know the answer to this question. I do know the band. Death by Peekaboo. You are quick as shit with that. For those of you who don't know, it was Oasis, and Oasis is best known for their song Wonderwall. There's no way he could have Googled that fast. However, I do like Coldplay. So, Matthew Castro. Who is Andre Romel Young better known as? Frozen Synops got it. It is Dr. Dre. And when the cops came through, Dre stood next to a burned down house with a can full of gas and a handful of matches, and still no one found out. It's the Chronic 2. Who is Sean Combs better known as? Technically, they have two answers on here, because they have to give two answers to this. So my wife got the first one, and Jesse Wade, you got the second one. That would be Puff Daddy or P. Diddy. Who I think is a massively overrated rapper. He has some good ones. P. Diddy. I need about P. Diddy. No darkness monster. Beyonce, Kelly Rowland, and Michelle Williams were a part of which girl band? So I really wanted to make a parody song, and Steelers for Life got it. I wanted to make a parody song, and I wanted it to be Save Your Game, Save Your Game. I had a whole bunch written for it, but you know, it happens. Destiny's Child. All the women who independent, throw your hands up at me. For all the mamas who brought the dollars. Jarvis Cocker was the frontman for what British band? I would have never known the answer to this. Husky Mountain got it. Pulp. I would have thought the Sex Pistols too, but this is 90s trivia, so the Sex Pistols would make no sense. Plus, my favorite song by the Sex Pistols is Bodies, which is something I disagree with, is what the song is about. It's very weird. We're not going to get into what Bodies is about or that political discussion, but which female group sang No Scrubs? Which is actually not my favorite song by them. Peekaboo got it. Was Chris like right behind you too on that? No. Chris is nowhere to be seen. I feel like Chris got off and hasn't said anything since. My favorite song by TLC is actually Unpretty. I really like the song Unpretty. Have you ever seen the movie The Other Guys, where Michael Keaton's character keeps quoting TLC? Tables, ladders, and chairs. Yes, Voltage, Dylan. It is all about the Dudley Boys. Well, you know what they say, you can't go chasing waterfalls. All right. You have to know by now that you're quoting TLC. Who sang the 1995 hit single, This Is How We Do It? This is how we do it. That one. Frozen Synops got it. You missed the end, but, you know. Bone Thugs and Harmony was one of the choices. What is the name of U2's lead guitarist? I even know this, and I hate U2 because I literally think Bono is the biggest asshole on the face of the planet. I get he does charity work, but literally the South Park thing with him being a giant turd, that's pretty accurate. Flea would actually be Red Hot Chili Peppers, and it was the bassist is Flea. The Chili Peppers' most long-running guitarist was John Frusciante, which is actually my favorite band, by the way. Husky Mountain Productions, it was The Edge. Last card, boys and girls. I just read whatever the answer is. I have no idea what the question's going to be. From which area of London does boys band East 17's name refer to? The fudge is East 17? That's a mouthful. Did you just say Paris? I said England. If someone actually gets this, I'm going to be absolutely shocked. There's a Paris, England? Husky Mountain got it. It was Wathsmatow. Wathsmatow. However the fudge you say that shit. Well, guys, that was 90s trivia. So let's see what the leaders on the board here got. You ready? So Chris with a whopping 14. Husky Mountain with a whopping 9. Gustavo. Thunder Motorsports with 6. Frozen Synops with 10. Death by Peekaboo just absolutely wrecked Chris somehow with 18. I feel like Chris just disappeared. Honorable mentions would go to Jaden Bass with 4, Alex Lewis with 3, Chandler Wynn with 2, Matthew Castro with 2, Jilly D with 2, Dirty Joe with 2, Michael Palmer with 2, Steelers for Life with 2. Apparently Unpolished also had 5. I don't know who that unpolished person is. Yes, you got 4, Jaden. Rookie of the Year. What would? I've thought about sending the cards to whoever won each respective one. Like the actual deck, because they have their boxes. But honestly, I'm barely making as much as it cost me to do these with the card things. So, you know. Are you giving my Eagles good luck? I mean, Melanie, sure, why not? Dallas has pretty much already locked down the division, so it doesn't really matter. Which is more shocking to me. Let's talk football for a second, shall we? Because I didn't watch almost a single football game this year, because me being the assistant manager, I had to work almost every Sunday. Because I was the only one who was capable of doing so, for reasons. We won't get into that. I know, the Browns aren't out of the playoff hunt right now, which is really shocking. I remember, though, at the beginning of the season, I stated that the Cowboys were trash and we were going to be trash this whole year. We are still trash. We are just the less trash of our division right now. You should not be 8-5 and going to the playoffs. Did they win today? They might have won today. They might be 9-5 or 8-6. One of the two of those. I mean, it's literally shocking how, like, by a hair they've clung on. Cowboys lost horribly today. Probably because they played the Colts, which is more shocking because, well, Andrew Luck has been all right. He hasn't been Peyton Manning good. But, you know, let's give up Peyton Manning for Andrew Luck. 23-0? Young Citrus, you lost to the Cowboys. You guys are not going to win the Super Bowl. Look, I'm a Cowboys fan. I'm telling you my team is trash this year. The fact we're winning just shows how much more trash the rest of my division is. Okay? Because, let's see, we play 2 games against everyone in our division each year, right? 2 games. That means 6 of those games are division wins. 2 of them are outside of our division. Hi, Ray Perkins, you did miss the trivia. I'm sorry, buddy. But even when I want to say our division's trash, the Steelers and the Browns division is even more trash. Like, it's super trash right now. Which is really shocking to see the Eagles do so bad the year after a Super Bowl win. Like, I at least expected them to be alright. But they're tied with the Redskins right now. And let me go ahead and tell you this. If your team is tied with the Redskins, you are on the Browns playing level. I'm sorry, Eagles fans. I don't mean that offensively. I'm literally just trying to break this down as unbiasedly as I can. And Steelers fan for life is even saying it. The Steelers are a broken franchise. They are a shambles of a team that used to be great. They have people that are hanging on to careers that just need to retire. Like Big Ben. I get it. In Big Ben's prime, that dude was a beast. And not because he could throw real well, but because he was bigger than all of the defensive linebackers, so tackling him was relatively hard. Yeah. No, I agree with you, Steelers for life. You guys had a great run. You guys are tied with us for the trip amount. We have the most trips to the Super Bowl. Dallas and the Steelers have made the most Super Bowl appearances. Big Ben beasted on Brady today. Brady's past his prime as well. Brady is like expired milk. But here's the crazy thing. Peyton Manning and Brady are the same draft year. Same year, same draft class. Brady still looks like the year he was drafted, and Peyton Manning, well, he aged like milk. Looks-wise. I think Brady sold his soul. The Saints are still the best team in the league. The Saints are nowhere near the best team in the league. You guys typically have a solid defense, and then you have Drew Brees. I love Drew Brees. Like, I will never hate on Drew Brees, but that dude got screwed. He should have had more than one Super Bowl win. Well, lucky for you, Melanie Butterfly. I don't watch much hockey or I don't watch any baseball, so. Young Citrus. What did he ask for? Big Blue. Who's Big Blue? Do you watch NASCAR? No. No, I don't. 10-2. Hashtag one team in the league. Yeah, this year's been a really sad, like, turnout on, like, scores. Look, I'm not saying the Saints are trash. I'm just saying they're not the best team in the league. I'm just being unbiased here. To be fair, I would say most people that I would have thought were the best team aren't. They did surgery on a grape? What? Have a great young goalie. NASCAR here. No. Best offense in football, terrible defense. Wait, who has the best offense in football and terrible defense? Is mayonnaise. Was that a SpongeBob quote? I'm pretty sure that was from SpongeBob. Who is the best team in the league? Honestly, this year is full of weak teams. I'm sorry. It's not the Saints. Yeah, I gotta agree with that. Aren't the Rams actually having a good year? I was pretty sure I read something about them having a good year. Yeah. Rivers was good. You guys might not remember this, but originally the Chargers actually got Eli Manning, and then he cried enough for them to send him to New York. Eli Manning is like the not as good brother. Like literally, Peyton Manning was like a god among men when it comes to quarterbacks. But then you look at Eli, and it's like, how do you have more Super Bowl wins than your brother? You are the most inconsistent quarterback in the face of the NFL. Like, I have never seen someone play so inconsistent. There are games where he looks incredible, and then there are games where it's like, have you ever played football before? I agree, Melanie. I also absolutely hate the new sacking laws. There's that video my wife was telling me about where you have to sack the quarterback and then put a pillow under the head, like, as you're taking him down slowly. It's getting a little ridiculous. But let's be fair, what rule in the NFL isn't getting ridiculous? I remember when I said Dez caught it. I also remember when I said Megatron caught it. Weird, because if you catch the football, even if you juggle it, I don't care if you maintain control. If it never touches the ground and you came down with it, it's a fucking catch. That's pretty plain and simple. You have to whisper sweet nothings before you commit to the sack. I'm surprised didn't have a Backstreet Boys in the trivia question. Me too. Like, which Backstreet Boy beat up Paris Hilton? It was Nick Carter, if you were wondering. I agree. Dude, I grew up in the era of watching Troy Aikman play, okay? Troy Aikman had so many concussions. There were times he literally would probably wake up from a concussion going, I have no idea where the hell I'm at. And they're like, you're here to play football, son. Go out there and throw it. Troy Aikman was like one of the last great bad boys of the NFL when it comes to being hit like a quarterback. But so was Tony Romo. Tony Romo broke his ribs and went back in the next game. The dude still had broken ribs. He wore like a special vest to prevent them from collapsing in. That's one thing I do love about the Cowboys. We've had some badass quarterbacks. Staubach was another one. Big Ben is not old school QB. Big Ben is the size of a linebacker playing quarterback. That's it. He can throw somewhat accurately and possibly make a tackle as well. It's no offense to Big Ben. It was a smart tactic. I'm just saying. In terms of... It has nothing to do with terms of toughness. You compare him to the size of a standard quarterback, the dude is massive. Dude, Romo had so much potential, and Dallas never gave him any weapons until he was past his prime and injury prone. And I hate when people are like, oh, well, you guys had T.O. Go fuck yourself. T.O. was a plague. And then what? We had Marion Barber for a run game? But then, let's blame Romo for everything. Romo is the only reason why we had any kind of playoff potential during those years. But then, the one glimmer of hope we get as Cowboys fans, you give him DeMarco Murray and you give him Des Bryant. The dude takes us to the playoffs, like, flawlessly, and then gets injured. Gone. Romo should have gotten a Super Bowl win. If that dude would have been at any other NFL team, the dude would have gotten a ring. Easy, hands down. Just watch the guy call plays. Like now, when he's commentating, just watch him call plays. I assure you, no one knows what's going to happen on the defense as quickly as what Romo does, or what decision the QB should make, like what Romo does. The only person I've ever seen read a defense that well was Peyton Manning. Until Peyton Manning got beat the fuck up. His last year was painful to watch. I gotta drink a little bit of wine and water. I gotta mix them both now. Slow myself down. Dude, I'm not hating on Zeke. I'm from Ohio. Obviously, I like Zeke. When Romo was starting to do well for the Cowboys, he had Terry Glenn, who is another huge OSU player. If you're from the 90s, this is back when I still cared about NCAA. NCAA screws the players. That's why I don't care about them. I think the players should be allowed to do, like, side deals. Just not associate, like, hey, I'm Dak Prescott. Or, hey, I'm Ezekiel Elliott for the Ohio State Buckeyes. That part should be left out. You should be able to go, hey, I'm Ezekiel Elliott. I'm a running back. Boom. Get some extra cash in your pocket. Zeke is the second best running back in the league. Not Marion Barber. DeMarco Murray would have been if he stayed behind. He'd be the number one if he would have stayed behind Dallas. No one was able to utilize Dallas's O-line like what Murray did. Murray destroyed our O-line. That man was a beast behind it. Terry Glenn did play with Romo. You can actually look that up. He had 2 years with Romo. I believe it was 2 years. Romo actually replaced Bledsoe for us as well. And Bledsoe even talked about it where he's like, and it was weird because I watched like this homage tape to Romo kind of training Dak to take over his role. And it was, Dak had that awesome rookie year, and a lot of that was because Romo was in his ear reading the defense for him. Which is why I think Romo will eventually become like a great coach as well. But oddly enough, Drew Bledsoe said it was really weird because essentially with Romo, he knew he was training his replacement. Like, this dude is going to pass me. And Romo said the same thing about Dak. Who is? Kamara? I don't know who Kamara is. I agree with you. Jason Garrett is a huge part of the Cowboys' problem, and the reason why is because Jason Garrett is what we call a puppet. Jerry Jones just inserts his hand right up Jason Garrett's ass, and all of a sudden his mouth just starts moving whatever Jerry Jones wants it to say. Crazy how that works, right? Jerry Jones is a good face. I understand, or not Jerry Jones. Garrett is a good face. Parcells wasn't able to do anything with the team because he only got like 3 years to try to turn it around, and that's the issue. Jimmy Johnson was willing to tell Jerry Jones to go F himself. Bill Parcells probably wasn't. You got to stand up to Jerry Jones or you will never run the Cowboys. It's just how it works. I know, it's crazy, Dirty Joe. It's true ventriloquism. He even makes Jeff Dunham look like a hack. Gotta love talking NFL. I've had to watch highlight reels for every game. I really just dislike Jason Garrett. Like, I don't like him. I don't dislike him as a person. Like, he's an alright guy. He should not be a head coach. Quarterback coach, sure. Sure, you're probably a great quarterback coach. You hold him to a high standard. I think Romo could eventually, over time, be a head coach. I think he has a lot of... If you are able to read a defense to the degree of what he is, just put him in your quarterback's ear. That's all you need. Wade Phillips did coach Dallas. He did terrible for us. Wade Phillips, though, was actually the head coach when Romo started? Yeah, he was right after Parcells. Andy Dalton. We won't get me started on Dalton. You got what? To 13? In Call of Duty? Huh. Might hop on with you here in a moment. Don't look at me like you don't want me to play Call of Duty with you. Romo could definitely be a... Dude, Romo is easily the best commentator. I do want to say this. I disagree with everyone who says Jason Witten is a terrible commentator. I want to point this out. I watched a lot of the people bashing him, and they're like, oh, Jason Witten said in the first quarter you got to establish the run game. And then in the second quarter said, oh, you can't bog yourself down trying to establish the run game. Because both are true. If you establish the run game early, then you've established dominance. You will probably win that game. But if you keep trying to establish the run game and you keep failing, but you keep trying, you're only screwing yourself. He's not wrong on what he said. You're just trying to make him into a hypocrite, which he's not wrong. Young, I agree with you. No argument there. It's just like how Wade Phillips sucked at Dallas. Terrible. The dude's an incredible defensive coordinator, though. Terrible head coach. Amazing defensive coordinator. Wade Phillips is probably one of the best defensive coordinators I've ever watched. How did the game turn into a rant? Well, Kevin Garcia. So we finished playing trivia, and we talked about who won, which, by the way, was Death by Peekaboo, in case you weren't aware. And good old BPGR's been drinking the whole stream, so, you know, it became what it is now. Dude, Kurt Warner is amazing. So Kurt Warner won the Super Bowl with the Rams, decided to go bag groceries after retiring, came back with the Cardinals, and I'm sorry, Steelers fan for life, the Cardinals should have beat the Steelers in that Super Bowl. Larry Fitzgerald is still arguably one of the greatest receivers to ever touch the NFL, and Kurt Warner is one of the most underrated QBs to ever be in the NFL. There were so many bad calls by the refs in that game, it screwed the Cardinals. I'm not saying that catch for Pittsburgh wasn't great. I'm just saying. Larry Fitzgerald is probably one of the greatest ever in the game. I know, he was bagging groceries before the Rams, retired, because he played in the CFL before that too, retired, and then came back to the NFL after bagging groceries. My phone's about to die, though. So I'm going to go play some Call of Duty with the wife. I'll see you all later. You all enjoy your fantastic and beautiful evening. And it was great playing with you guys. I hope you all enjoyed this stream as much as I did. I had fun. But I always have fun. I'll see you all later. Don't forget to drop them thumbs up if you haven't already. And if you're new here, subscribe, stick around. I've got plenty of different content. Hell, sometimes I talk about shit that has nothing to do with games or any of what we're talking about right now. I'll see you all later. You all have a beautiful evening, and we're going to have a Merry Christmas, because we all know I stream every Christmas morning. So, adios, guys.